Hello, AfterBuzzers. Welcome to the challenge as me and Jenna break it down for you. We are going to be talking about, is Shane a dirty player? I don't know. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
We can make it if we try.
Oh, we didn't have the opposite.
I love this song. I haven't heard it in a while. And welcome to season 29, episode 8, A Low Down Dirty Shane. I am your host, Paulina Aguilar, and you guys can find me on Twitter at _Paulina Aguilar and on Instagram at Paulina M. Aguilar. And please welcome my lovely co-host.
Hey guys, my name is Jenna, and you can find me on Twitter at Jenna_Bussiere.
And first off, I do want to say that Michael will no longer be with us for the remainder of the
Shout out,
season
Mike.
as he is going on to new adventures. So
Very busy guy.
Congratulations to Michael, and we do wish you well, and we do miss you here at AfterBuzz TV. And catch us next week as we do have a brand new host, and who's it gonna be? You will have to tune in to find out. But in the meantime, let's break it down. We start off where we finally see the gang having a night on the town, and they're drinking, and they're partying, and they're having fun. And then we see at the end of the night that Corey, surprise, surprise,
Right.
you know, and Camilla have a little thing going on, which is cool.
Did not take him long to get back into the game. And when he was on, it was the episode where he said he was done with Kayla,
Yeah.
and it was the whole peace scandal, and he said that he wanted nothing to do with her. And I asked him, are you going to get back into the game with another girl? He said, well, you're going to have to see. And I feel like it didn't
That always
surprise
means
any
yes.
of us. Yeah.
Every time they say you're gonna have to see to find out, it always means yes. I figured that out.
And did we think it was going to be Camilla? I don't know, but...
Hey, they're both young, they're both single, they're both hot. Well, why not?
Right,
What
so
else
we'll
do you-
see how far that goes. Is this going to be a one-episode thing, or are we going to see it the whole season?
We will have to find out. So let's get into the game. They play Curry Up, where they have to basically run 3 miles, drink a bowl of curry. It's not like soup with a spoon. They have to drink it out of a straw, which I
straight
feel like
up
it's 1,000
curry.
times worse. And then they have to use their placemat, which is a piece of a puzzle, and run back and put it all together and do that twice.
Basically, it's like a beer mile, but it's a curry
I
mile.
want to do a beer mile so
I
bad.
do
It
too.
sounds like a lot of fun.
I
I
do.
got to sign up for that.
Curry
Now-
mile, not so much. That's
Now,
less
have you ever
fun.
had curry before?
In doses, very small amounts. I'm not good with spice or hot food, so I would definitely fail miserably at this challenge. So I was thinking that the whole time, that it must be really hard for them. But I mean, it looked like the champions murdered it. They were drinking soup. They had no problem. They drank curry for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It looked like at this point. Underdogs, not so much.
No, not at all. And I don't like food.
Food challenges, yeah.
I don't
you don't
like
like food?
Okay, I love food. I don't like food challenges because it makes me very sick for like gross things, and so I don't know how I would have done on that challenge because I don't mind curry. I like spicy food, so I don't
Did you
even
like
wanna think
watching
about it.
them do the challenge?
No, I didn't because they kept throwing up. And Jenna here was, hey, Paulina, look, watch this part.
She was
They
looking
throw up."
down.
And it was, even the sound of it when I wasn't watching just made me want to
But
throw
you
up, and
almost
I got
missed the
so
best throw
sick.
up.
No,
Sylvia
I did not.
had the best throw up in the entire episode. They slowed it down. It looked like Nickelodeon slime
Probably, like,
coming
the
out of
best
her mouth.
montage.
It was. Best montage, yeah. It was really funny that they had the classical opera music playing with the editing of all of them puking up their curry. It's well
Oh
played.
my God, you're
well
gonna make
played,
me puke
MTV.
right now.
It was funny to
just
see it
you
that way.
telling me about it. Well, the champs seem to be doing pretty well. They got a sync going on. Now, the underdogs, Shane, kind of took charge here a little bit. Some found it annoying. Do you think he was annoying, or was he being encouraging? 'Cause
I mean, I think that there were times during this where he obviously got to the level of being extremely annoying for the people that were struggling through the challenge. They didn't want to be as bad at chugging the curry as they were. So I could see
Right.
why the underdogs would be frustrated by his yelling. But at the same time, when you're the person that feels like you're picking up all of that weight, you're going to get angry and you're going to express that frustration. I just think at times he definitely took it to a very far level, like yelling at them, kind of a little bit of sassiness, like, ooh, who wants to carry my piece of the puzzle for me? I'll drink all these. I've drank two. You've drank none. So if I was an underdog, I would kind of get annoyed of him as well. But I could see his point.
I didn't like his strategy as far as like him encouraging his team. I think he was a little too harsh because some people are very sensitive to that and they just do not work well with that. I think it, on the other hand, comes to the mental side of it is, can you, if you're the person that gets annoyed by that kind of encouragement, you know, can you block that out and continue to perform?
Right.
And I think that's probably what I would have done, because I can take that to a certain point. After that, I will lose it. And so I think that's when the mentality part comes in, because I would have just blocked it off. Because I don't think he was that encouraging. I think he was he was really snarky.
It was snark, it was sass. He was taking control and being a leader, which they did need.
Yeah.
But they did not want it from Shane, especially the way that he was going about it. So he could have handled it in more of an encouraging way rather than a yelling. He was like an angry college coach on the sideline, kind of picking all of them out individually and yelling at them. Didn't seem to work well with them.
Now, I had a question, and I know you did too, is as far as the rules go, was Shane allowed to eat everybody's soup? I was under the impression that they individually had to finish their own.
Well, I guess so, because he finished everybody's soup. So it just seemed like there was a loose end with the rules of the game. They obviously, because it was a team event, they could all finish whoever soup needed. But it didn't make sense because Shane could drink all of their soups, but then any of them could have been the first one on the hill to get immunity. So the way that he performed, he really should have gotten immunity because he drank everybody's soup.
And that was going to be
my curry. Why am I calling it soup?
That was going to be my next point, was if I were Shane and I'm drinking all of that and nobody else is really pulling their weight, I would have said, F this. I will be the first guy to race up that hill and get immunity. But he didn't. And I think that comes with he kind of contradicts himself, I feel like, because later on we see him saying that I'm looking out for myself. At the same time, he wants to do this as a team.
He should have brought that up, actually, because that point works in his favor, because everybody was jumping on him for having a conversation with Nicole, for making an alliance with Nicole, which really wasn't that big of an idea because it is a personal game. You have to look out for yourself, no matter who's your friends.
Do you think he made the right decision doing that? Since we're talking about it, let's just jump in it.
I think for him, it was the right decision, yes. It was smart for Shane. Did it affect his ties and friendships with other people in the house? Yes, obviously. They didn't like it. But at the same time, they were mad at him for being political and for doing something that was going to benefit him in the end.
And I say this every season because it bugs me so much. The whole put your friendship and take that outside of this house.
Right.
Because this is a game. And this is why Bananas wins, is because he doesn't play with emotions and he lies.
He does what he has to do.
He schemes. He does what he has to do.
And if you're a competitor...
And that's how you win. And that is exactly what Shane did.
And he's obviously killing it for the Underdogs team. He is the best male competitor on that team. I mean, strategically and how we're seeing him perform, yes, it looks like Hunter has a great athletic build. He might be one of the better ones as well. Corey's up there. But Shane is doing everything right so far. So if he's playing that well, he kind of has that perk where he can make alliances and be smart about his game and look out for himself, because he is one of the strongest players.
Well, now he has to be extra careful because now he's going to have a target on his back.
Yeah.
And now he has to think 2 steps ahead.
But that was a really good point that you brought up earlier. He should have brought that up when Amanda, Ashley, and Sylvia were kind of jumping in his back. He should have said, well, listen, I did what I needed for the team during the team challenge. I drank everybody's curry. I kind of carried us. I was trying to encourage us. Meanwhile, somebody else was the first one up the hill and got immunity, when really they wouldn't have gotten immunity if it wasn't for Shane finishing off their curry.
Oh, yeah.
They would have never gotten to the hill anyway. Yeah.
They didn't even get to do the puzzle that long.
Hunter, everybody should really be thanking Shane.
And, okay, so now we see that Hunter and Nicole have won, and now they kind of just sit on the corner while everybody finishes their puzzle. And I don't like that. And here's the thing. As competitive as I can be, I'm also a team player. So if it's a team challenge, I'd expect myself and my teammates to work as a team. And I don't think Hunter and Nicole did that towards the end, because even though you won, you still need to figure out the puzzle.
That's what I was thinking too. It just seemed like another hole in this challenge. I completely agree with you, and I understand they should be a team player, but at the same time, why do they need to? They won. They have immunity. So for them, they get to sit back and relax, which sucks for the other teammates, and that was kind of another plot hole with this challenge.
I guess, but what about in future games? What if that comes and bites you in the butt? I mean, at least sit there and watch. At least Bananas did that and was like, no, this goes here, that goes there. He wasn't up and standing up doing it, but at least he was kind of monitoring everything, and I at least put some effort. And Hunter did not.
Yeah, that's very true, and it might give them the reputation with their teammates that they're not going to give a helping hand when their teammates need it.
Right. Well, now we see Hunter and Nelson both mouthing off to Bananas, which I don't know if it's a smart thing or if it's like their ego because they won and their energy and they want to take down Bananas so bad. And the way I had to laugh at it.
Yeah, I laughed too. I mean, this is Hunter's first challenge. He's doing great. He's obviously an athlete, but he hasn't won anything. And Bananas, what has he won? 4? So the fact that you're going to look at Johnny Bananas and say, Johnny, you won't beat me. You don't have the stones to even bother trying to compete against me is just like, don't give Bananas what he wants. He's obviously egging you on.
That's also the attitude of a rookie who hasn't seen a whole season through yet, who hasn't really gone into elimination. He hasn't, he is a great athlete, and I will give him the credit because he does deserve that stuff. He is really good. But I feel like...
But has he watched the show? I mean, if you've watched any season of the challenge, you know that this is what Johnny Bananas does, and that's what he wants from you, and you gave him exactly what he wanted.
Yep, and the champs know what they're doing because they clearly are...
Oh, they loved it, yeah.
Oh, they're setting up the underdogs to fight their own against their own team. That's exactly what they want.
Yeah.
Get it together. Well, we get 2 decisions where Hunter and Nicole both have to choose someone to go into elimination, and Nicole chooses Nelson, and Hunter chooses Jenna. Do you like those choices? Would you rather have seen someone else?
It was what those 2 needed to do for themselves. I mean, they obviously had different alliances. It makes sense for Hunter to throw in Jenna because he's not really her closest friend, but I love Jenna, so I didn't really want to see her go into the challenge. And Nelson, I think he still needed to prove himself a little bit. So, yeah, I thought it was a good choice to throw him into the elimination. How about you?
I like Jenna. She's one of my favorites. I think she's been in there enough to, not be voted in anymore. But it is what it is, and I'm glad that she won. She got back. Now, moving forward, we hear, or Dario overhears.
Right.
Dario, I hope you're listening.
Oh, Dario, shout out.
Overhears that Shane had an alliance with Nicole and tells everybody.
Yeah.
What?
I mean,
that created a lot of drama.
But here's the thing. I don't think that the girls really should have been that mad at Shane. I mean, maybe that's just me. I don't know. I felt like I was missing something that entire time. They were so upset by it. And I know that he's their boy and they have this alliance, but at the same time, why can't he just make one alliance with Nicole? Have a conversation. I don't know. Did it bother you? Did you think that it was a big deal?
No, because that's how I would play too. It's for yourself. Take friendship out of that, like I said before, and then make up or apologize if you have to later on. I mean, I wouldn't be offended.
Yeah. So Dario telling the girls, honestly, go ahead, Dario. He can stir the pot too. I mean, there are obviously 2 different teams on this team, like we heard TJ say. There's obviously different groups and alliances. So why can't Dario let the girls know, hey, you missed this. Shane has in an alliance with Nicole. It helps Dario, even though it obviously didn't at the end. But he's trying to help himself as well. And this is how it gets. It gets dirty and political.
Had Dario not said anything, do you think Shane would have owned up and said something about it? Or do you think he would have kept that low?
I think he would have kept it low. Because why does he have to go yelling around, hey, guess what, guys? I made a new alliance. That's not how you play. If you make an alliance, you keep it to yourself. You know, then go ahead with a megaphone and tell everybody what you're doing for yourself in the game.
True. I definitely agree with that. Now, can we move on to these pranks? Please.
Yes.
And Ashley, first of all, are you a prankster?
Me?
Or are you usually the one that gets pranked?
I'm not really a prankster. I've been pranked a few times.
What was the worst thing someone has ever done to you?
Oh my God, one time my friends in high school showed up this was really fun though, so I don't even think this counts, but it's the only one that's coming to my brain right now. Showed up to my house in high school, grabbed me, literally kidnapped me, threw me in a trunk. Now it sounds creepy, but it was fun. And then they went around to other people's houses, did the same thing, and then it was just like, what happened? But you knew it was your friends. It was really stupid. Did you know that
they were your friends throwing you in
Yeah,
the trunk?
obviously.
Okay,
I knew from the second that they came out of the car. No, it was really stupid. That was a horrible example of a prank. Clearly, I haven't been pranked too many times. But I'm just not really creative with pranks, but
Okay.
it seems like they weren't that creative with the pranks either. Like,
Well,
chips
this-
in a sheet, it's not a big deal.
Oh, well, it didn't start there. It started
Right.
with the toilet seat, and Banana stole it, which I thought is hilarious.
It is funny, and it's also, why can't the girls go in a different bathroom?
Yeah, but and then Ashley freaked out. Do you think that was a little overboard?
I think we always see Ashley overboard, so that's
Okay,
not really
but this
shocking
was
that
like,
she did
I
that.
want to go home
Yeah,
because
that's
of a
true.
toilet seat, and I don't know if it was more she doesn't feel good from the curry or if she was just really upset about the toilet.
I was thinking there had to be something else going on. I want to give her the benefit of the doubt, because if that was solely over that toilet seat, that was bizarre, and that was way over the top. There had to be, maybe she felt threatened, the Shane issue might have been bothering her, she was sick. You know, you never know what's going on in that house with all the heat and the tension, but if that was over the prank, come on, girl.
I mean, I don't like to be part of a prank. I just like to watch it because I don't want anything done to me or my things. That's why I don't pull them.
So would you get mad then if you were in that position?
Over a toilet seat? No.
Okay.
Over chips? No. I think, no, not at all, because it's not my personal bedding or my bed
They-
sheets. If it was my bed sheets that I bought, yeah, I would be mad. But it's not, so I wouldn't care.
They threw such a tantrum over that. I feel like they were knocking over their mattresses,
Yeah.
like throwing furniture. Ashley was screaming at Hunter, who had nothing to do with this. It was taken to such an extreme level.
Shoot, if
It's
that was the case,
ridiculous.
but if that was the reaction they were gonna get, they should have just went a step up and threw some salsa on there. Throw some guacamole, make it a party.
Nice.
I don't know, make it something. All right, moving forward, we get to the decisions of the elimination, and they nominate Dario and Sylvia. Let's talk about Sylvia for a little bit.
Well, was it they nominated Sylvia or Sylvia nominated
herself. Jesus.
I know. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't think she should have gone in and nominated herself. I can see if she hadn't gone in before, but since we've already seen her in elimination, Bananas is right. Why? The point of the game is to avoid an elimination and make it to the end. Why would you nominate yourself with a chance of going home?
And when you have somebody like Bananas, who was the first one to say, earn your stripes, you're a rookie, go in, when he's saying, hey, you're good, you earned it, you don't have to throw yourself in, what are you doing? It's kind of a massive red flag there. Like, oh shit, why did I do that? Not the smartest game move for her, but honestly, at the same time, I kind of respect it because she's not happy with herself as a competitor and she still wants to prove herself. So if that's what she wants, I kind of respect that. Silly,
and
but
I can agree with you that and respect that part of it. But I mean, if I were there trying to decide, I'd be like, okay, Sylvia, you want to make a decision?
yeah.
Here, I'll wrap it up in a bow and give it to you.
And it was really confident of her too, because she knew that she was going in against Jenna. So for her to still choose to nominate herself and volunteer, knowing she's going against a great competitor who does extremely well in eliminations, you know, she wanted to prove herself. So
And I actually really like this elimination. It's called Bell Ringer, where you have a rope and you swing it all around trying to knock these idols off. But the trick is that there's powder. So we have the guys. It's Dario and Nelson. I really liked it. I think you had to have a strategy more than endurance, I would say. I mean, what did you think?
I went into it with mixed feelings. I said, okay, I don't know how I feel about this. It doesn't look like it's going to be that exciting, but it ended up being pretty interesting. It was creative, and they definitely did have to have a strategy going into it. It was, I mean, it was hard, I think, if you've never lassoed a rope before or have any experience doing that.
Well, Nelson didn't seem to have a problem because he had a groove. He had a rhythm. He was going and he was knocking him out back and forth. Dario,
Poor Dario.
was twinkle toes and was stepping over his own feet over there and could not find any balance whatsoever, let alone see anything.
It looked like Dario had a blindfold on.
Yeah.
And we think maybe he wanted to go home to Ashley, that's an acceptable reason. So
Who were you pulling for though? Who did you, between the guys, Nelson and...
Obviously, we love Dario. He's so fun. He's a good friend that we've had on. So I'd like to see Dario go
Okay,
in.
let's not be so nice. Let's keep our
you
friendship
didn't
with
let me
Dario on
finish.
this
Didn't
side
let me
and
finish.
the competitor side on
Right,
over here.
so I like Dario as a person, but the way
But-
he performed in that elimination, obviously you have to give it to Nelson. I think that's the best I've ever seen Nelson perform in his
good.
challenge career. He finally looked really good. He had his rhythm, like you said. He got into a great groove and just kind of killed it. So obviously Nelson all the way.
And this is his second elimination, correct? Because he won the first one doing the stairs.
Yes.
So, I mean, he's proved himself as well. So, I mean, so far, I like the way that he plays. I think he can tone down his mouth a little bit and just keep doing what he's doing. Moving on to the women, we've got Jenna and Sylvia.
Yep. As soon as they started, I was just kind of laughing, which sounds mean, but they really didn't know, and they had already watched the guys, so you think that they would maybe have a little bit more of a grip on it.
That's what I would have been doing.
But at the same time, I've never done that before. I don't know how many ropes you've lassoed.
No,
but
I haven't either, but I would have been
blind.
studying. I would have, like, found some kind of rhythm to do it.
Yeah, so seeing them go head to head was very funny at first because they were just swinging aimlessly. You could tell that they did not know what they were doing.
I think one observation that I made from watching these two is that Sylvia, I can see, had more passion and a little bit more heart. We see Jenna in so many games, and she's done very, very well. But I think sometimes it's her attitude that's kind of like, okay, I'll just go in and see what happens.
And she always wins, though. She's very calm. Well, it might work in her favor,
Exactly. I wish can see a little bit more heart and passion from Jenna, and hopefully we get to see that this season. But I mean, you have to give it to her because she wins.
I think that might just be her as an athlete, as a competitor. She's just all business, and she has a great poker face. Like, she just goes in there, and it's actually a really great characteristic that she can keep her composure in challenges like that. If I was me and I saw that I wasn't hitting any of these idols that you're supposed to be doing, I would kind of freak out.
I would be
frustrated. And I would get frustrated. I would lose my focus a little bit. But the fact that she can always remain focused,
be in that zone and just knock them all out,
and find a way to pull through and get her strategy.
So for next episode,
I'm so excited. It looks so good.
Before we get to that, I want to know who you want to see going home.
Next episode? Oh my gosh, I don't know.
Or who do you want to see more, like,
more of?
No, not so much drama. Just like you want to see someone compete. But I want to. Who do you want to go home?
Well, not. I don't want to say that I want to go home. We need to see Amanda do something. She should have gone into this elimination. What has she done yet? And Sylvia has won 2 eliminations, and Sylvia went in tonight.
Hey, but if I'm Amanda and Sylvia says I want to go home, I'd say okay.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'd back off and I'd say have fun, good luck.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But for next episode, we gotta see. Oh, but it's gonna be a champs elimination, which I love because they're all the throwbacks. So I'm so excited to see what throwback they're doing next week. Oh, this is what needs to happen: a Johnny Bananas and a CT redo of with the backpack.
Ooh, that'd be good.
They have to pull that out for Throwback Challenge. Like that is one of the most memorable.
I mean, Johnny's worked out since then too. That would be
That's the most memorable elimination, I think, for any challenge fan. That has to happen again. If they don't, they really drop the ball with that.
Ooh, they should. Wow, I didn't even think about that. That's a good point.
Oh my God.
Well, also coming up next week, we see a little bit of their challenge, which is kind of like a teeter-totter thing where I think they have to wrestle for a rope.
Oh, it looked cool, yeah.
Another water challenge, which looks like it's gonna hurt if they fall, but that one actually looks pretty good. Because that now it's size, because I think it can go either way. If you're big, you have more weight, but if you're small, you can, like, I don't know, balance your way across or something like that. But we're all gonna have to find out. And finally, if you guys, spoiler alert, if you guys have not followed them on Instagram, we finally see the blossoming of Nicole and Laurel. They are together.
Wait, you follow? Okay, so I guess I don't follow them on Instagram. So are they still
Laurel
dating, or what's going on?
Together. Yeah, they're dating.
Nice. Look at how many romances that are coming out of this.
I know, right? Good job.
Invasions of the romances. Worst dad joke ever. Fire me.
Well, Nicole's got a little bit of drama because she goes after Cara Maria first.
I know. And Laurel and Cara Maria were partners once. They've had their back and forth relationship from being enemies to being really good friends. So
we're all gonna have to see and find out. But I really, because they're very happy
for girl love.
They're very happy. I've seen, and we're so happy for you guys. I just want to see all the drama. I always say that all the time. I just want to see the drama.
Right, exactly. That's why I feel like this episode wasn't the best drama-wise. Like, we had the politics with Shane, and we had the teams going against each other. Yeah, but I feel like we got that in the
past episodes where it's all drama, and then we want more action, and then now it's more action, and now it's more drama. So, I mean, we're getting the best of both worlds right now.
But we get the best drama next week because Camillinator is back, and she is the most entertaining drama there is on the challenge.
Oh
so-
yeah, we're all
I'm
gonna have
so
to see
excited
it.
for
And thank you
Camilla
guys for
Nader.
watching. And Jenna, please tell everybody where they can find you.
Again, guys, my name is Jenna Bussiere, and you can find me on Twitter at Jenna_Bussiere.
And once again, thank you guys for tuning in. And don't forget to tune in next week as the drama continues and blossoms over for this season. You guys can find me on Twitter at _Paulina Aguilar and on Instagram at Paulina M. Aguilar. We'll see you guys next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later. The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.